Rija, this person has a very peaceful heart. His manners are elegant, which is also a sign that this person is blessed. Almost cash. That's the Buddha warden. Good and bad fortune always have omens. A new paradise. The joy is immense. Enjoying happiness is in all the Buddha lands in the world. Say no. So this world is called the Pure Land. Third, Guangzhou, scholar. Light represents wisdom. Buddha, perfect wisdom. People who are born in the Western paradise? Everyone. They all benefit from the power and majesty of Amitabha's original vow. Everyone is full of wisdom. His wisdom is not just that of one person. Everyone has the same wisdom as Buddha. Everyone has the same lifespan as Buddha. Infinite life. How long is infinite life? Scriptures explain. No one can calculate their number. In our world, all sentient beings. Who doesn't seek these things? Who doesn't wish for intelligence and wisdom? Who doesn't wish for a long life? Just look at the Western Pure Land, where these three things are perfectly fulfilled. And it's something that no other Buddha land can compare to. Here we see the King of Freedom in the world. When he was alive, he lectured on the Dharma to sentient beings for 42 sessions. When we see that, we feel quite envious of such a long time, but compared to the Western Pure Land, it's like a small trick before a grand magician. A lifespan of the King of Freedom Buddha is still too short. So if you truly want to attain infinite life, the most convenient, the easiest way is to seek rebirth in the Western Pure Land. There are so many benefits, so many advantages to it. Yet he still doesn't want to go. This is when karmic obstacles are manifesting. Your own karma is blocking such a rare and precious opportunity. Now, these three types, majestic reward, broad enjoyment, are all talking about the results, the karmic rewards. The rewards are truly extraordinary. They make people endlessly envious, but how do you actually go? Is it really possible to go? You can be reborn in any Buddha land. Each Buddha land has different requirements. There are many fellow practitioners. Who are fond of Maitreya Bodhisattva? They really want to be reborn in Maitreya's Pure Land. And they've heard that Maitreya's Pure Land is very close. So, on the fourth level of the desire realm, the Western Pure Land is too far away. It's 10 trillion Buddha lands away from the Saho world, way too far. So everyone wants to seek out Maitreya Bodhisattva, but you probably haven't considered this either. What are the requirements for being reborn in Maitreya's inner court? It's single-minded meditative concentration. If you can't achieve this deep level of concentration, then you simply can't make it to Maitreya's Pure Land. The requirements are just too high. Honestly, we just can't do it. Back in the early years of the Republic of China, Elder Master Xuyun, he visited Maitreya's Pure Land. You can see this recorded in his chronicle. He had real meditative power. He truly had the skill. Your meditative skill would have to be on par with Elder Master Xuyun's to make it. Only then could you be reborn in that Pure Land next year. If you can't match Elder Master Xuyun, I'm afraid you'll be stuck in the cycle of rebirth. With the concept of samsara, there are far more chances of falling into the three evil realms. Fewer chances of being born into the three good realms. That's why the development of bhikkhus is truly remarkable. Their kindness and virtue to all sentient beings in the Dharma realm is immense. Why? Rebirth in the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss has simple requirements. That's what makes it difficult for some. Because the threshold for rebirth is so low, anyone can go. From the highest level of equal enlightenment bodhisattvas down to beings in the Avachi hell. As long as you're willing to go, as long as you want to go. If you're willing and want to go, then you already have sufficient faith and aspiration. If you're willing to recite the name of Amitabha Buddha, then you fulfill the three conditions of faith, aspiration, and practice. Then you can be reborn there, right? Once you're reborn, in splendid carriages and attire, you achieve enlightenment in just one lifetime. There's no need to wait for a second life. This is the supreme, unsurpassed great benefit. To be born in the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss. The benefits are infinite and boundless. These benefits come from Amitabha's support and blessings. In the land of ultimate bliss. It truly is a place where you gain everything and lose nothing. Whether it's spiritual life or material life, there's not a single thing lacking. Everything is perfectly complete. For learning, the virtuous teacher you draw near to is Amitabha Buddha himself, Buddhas and Tathagatas of all worlds in the 10 directions. You get to approach them every day. alongside your fellow classmates and companions. All of them are noble and virtuous people. They are all equal enlightenment bodhisattvas. Your classmates are bodhisattvas of equal enlightenment. The Buddhas and Tathagatas are your teachers. Where else could you find such a place? Amitabha's precepts and guidance. Sentient beings, recitation of Buddha's name. The merit and virtue of the Buddha's name is truly inconceivable. We often see this in the sutras. All the Buddhas and Tathagatas of the 10 directions praise the method Amitabha uses to guide sentient beings. And this method is just a single recitation of the Buddha's name. It's simple and easy. All sentient beings. No matter your occupation or truly your circumstances. Can all recite this phrase, Amitabha Buddha? Recite Amitabha with faith and aspiration, guaranteed rebirth. So this one phrase is the very foundation of the 48 vows. The 48 vows all stem from this principle. They are extended from it. Now, in this outline, upon hearing, all make vows. The following section, therefore, explains this in more detail. Let's look at Sutra text, whether heavenly beings, humans, good, evil. Each seeks understanding. This is what is meant by contemplation. The teacher explains the sutra and expounds the teachings and introduces the worlds of the 10 directions. The aspects of their meritorious adornments. He personally observes and compares each one by one, because each here refers to the 2.1 billion reviews mentioned earlier. 2.1 billion, this has already been explained to everyone. That is not an actual number. It's a way of expressing something. It means throughout all of space, as vast as the void, not a single Buddha land was left out. All were completely covered. And Dharmakara saw them all, every one of them. So, what did he see? He saw the good and evil of heavenly beings and humans. He saw the temples and monasteries in those lands. He saw the proper retributions of heavenly beings and humans. He saw the precious treasures along the way. He saw the valleys and the shade. He saw the temples and monasteries as they truly are. He observed everything within all the Buddha lands. He clearly and thoroughly understood all their righteous adornments. So, in this part, it talks about the good and evil of heavenly beings and humans. The ancient masters have explained this to us in great detail. We, at the 66th point, we refer to the great master of Chiantai. Let me give you a brief report on the 6 types of good and evil explained by Chiantai. Chiantai speaks of 6 types. The first is humans and heavenly beings. The second is the 2 vehicles. That is Arhats and Pratyekabuddhas. The third refers to the Bodhisattvas of the small vehicle. The fourth is called the Bodhisattvas of the common teaching. The fifth is the Bodhisattvas of the distinct teaching, and the sixth is the Bodhisattvas of the perfect teaching. Chiantai always explains the Dharma according to the 4 teachings. Sorry, I digressed a bit. Let's get back to the basics. Humans and heavenly beings. This is also the lowest level. The standard for good and evil is the 5 precepts and the 10 good deeds. Have we practiced them? Think about it. Are we really good people? Often, what we see in the sutras is the Buddha addressing good men and good women. I used to talk about this third phrase in my early years. There was once upon a time a monk who came to ask me after listening. He said, "Master, what the sutras talk about never comes true." I asked, "Why is that?" He said, "I've been practicing according to the Kidgaba method, but I haven't experienced any response." He said, "What the sutras say can't be relied on." I said, "That can't be right, can it?" He brought out a copy of the sutra and pointed to a word in the text. He asked, "Did you notice which word it is? Good men and good women. Are you a good man? If you're not a good man, then of course you won't get any results from practicing this way." The key often lies in just 1 or 2 words like these. What mindset? If you commit bad deeds daily, yet hope Buddhas and Bodhisattvas bless you with good rewards, how does that make sense? You are not in harmony with it. That's why we absolutely cannot overlook the words of good men and good women. Do we really live up to this word ourselves? The standard. If you truly are a good man or good woman, and you practice according to what the Buddha taught but still don't receive the results that are often mentioned, then you can go and take it up with the Buddha. Have we really upheld the 5 precepts? Bodhisattva precepts are too advanced. Not killing, not stealing, not committing sexual misconduct, not lying, not drinking alcohol. It's easy to take the 5 precepts. But keeping all 15 precepts is not so easy. Think about it yourself. Are your 5 precepts pure? Have you truly accomplished them? If you haven't even kept the 5 precepts, what else is there to talk about? It's not easy. Not killing. Not only can you not kill any living being, but even having the thought of harming sentient beings is not allowed. If you even have that thought, you've already broken the precept. We are reciting this sutra, which is a Mahayana sutra. It's right there in the title of the sutra. It's written so clearly. The Buddha speaks of Mahayana. Immeasurable life, adorned with purity, equality, and ultimate perfection. This is Mahayana, isn't it? Mahayana and Theravada's 5 precepts differ. Theravada focuses on actions, Mahayana on intentions. If you even have a thought in your mind, you've already broken the precept. Not stealing is even harder to uphold. The Buddha, in the sutras, gave a very clear and explicit definition of stealing. It's called taking what is not given. Anything that has an owner. If you haven't consulted the owner, and you take it upon yourself without the owner's explicit permission, that is clearly and unequivocally stealing. You've violated the precept against stealing. The scope of the precept against stealing is extremely, extremely broad. When people think of stealing, they usually just think about taking someone else's property. But they don't realize just how vast the scope of stealing really is. Things like seeking fame and profit, the 5 desires and the 6 sense objects are all included within this. Taking away someone else's honor, especially when we talk about reputation today. Taking away someone else's rights or taking away someone else's position, all of that is considered stealing. The 4 assemblies are clearly under his management. For instance, you, as a layperson in charge of a group, the authority to handle affairs belongs to the group leader. If you haven't received the leader's approval, if you haven't been authorized by the leader, but you go ahead and make decisions on your own, that's seizing power. And isn't seizing power a form of stealing? These days, it's too easy to take precepts. People take precepts in a muddle-headed way. Every single precept has its own causes and conditions for being established by him. Why did the Buddha set this particular precept? What is the reasoning behind this precept? What is designated is called the essence of the precept. The essence, appearance, and practice of the precept. You don't understand any of this? You just take the precepts in a muddle-headed way, and then you break them just as muddle-headedly. And you still think you are observing the precepts very well. You don't even reflect on your own actions. You don't examine yourself. So that's why we have to demand this of ourselves and of our fellow practitioners on the same path. We can't aim too high and be unrealistic. If you can truly uphold even the 5 precepts well, that's already remarkable. A truly wise person. At the end of the Ming Dynasty, there was the great envoy Oyu Yi. Wei Sai became a monk. He received the full ordination in 3 ceremonies, and only after completing them did he realize that it was no simple matter. He realized he couldn't do it. He stepped down in front of the Buddha. He gave up his bhikshu, monk, precepts for the rest of his life. He only practiced and upheld the novice monk precepts and the bodhisattva precepts. So he called himself a holder of the bodhisattva precepts. He didn't dare call himself a bhikshu. Now, speaking of his student, Master Chengshi, Chen Shifasi, he made tremendous contributions to his teacher. It was thanks to Chengshi that Master Aoyi's writings were able to be passed down through the generations. That was Chingshi's achievement. He engraved the books, distributed and circulated them. Laozi was a Ramera, but he didn't dare call himself a Ramera. Look at what he called himself, the lay Upsaka. He truly was a great monk and virtuous master of his generation. He didn't dare call himself a holder of the precepts, because even true holders couldn't live up to them. In our generation, who can truly uphold the Ramera precepts? It's hard, extremely hard. That's why Master Homi, who understood the precepts, always referred to himself as such throughout his life. He became a monk and was even more outstanding. So how could we dare to be arrogant or conceited? That's why, nowadays, as long as we can uphold the 5 precepts and practice the 10 good deeds well, we are already among the very best people. Within the 5 precepts. Not stealing is especially difficult. Community shared property. And the communal housing. We often use these things as we please. And we tend to overuse them. Think about it. Isn't this stealing? In the past, I spent 10 years closely following Elder Layman Li Bingnan. Layman Li Lao, back in the day, worked at the Office of Ancestral Rights. He was the chief secretary there. Usually, when writing letters to friends, he would use the office's letter paper and envelopes. Whenever he used office letter paper or envelopes, he reported to Ancestral Rights. He would say, "Today, I used a few sheets of letter paper and a few envelopes," and when he sealed them, he felt very